What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. Got a big omnibus haul for you guys today, so stay tuned. Alright, man. Really excited. We got a lot going on today. As you can see, we got the two big Dragon Ball box sets. We got an omnibus, some deluxe editions, and a trade paperback. What I think I'm going to do, we're going to go over this the normal way, and I'm going to do a quick high level on these. But I'm going to do separate videos for these because I think that there's going to be a big audience of people that'll watch these that aren't like subscribers or normally watch the channel that'll probably just stumble across this. So I'm going to do like separate videos for these that goes into like real depth. But we'll still show them a little bit here, so stay tuned for that. First up, we got this Adventures of Spider-Man, Sinister Intentions. This is just a blind buy looking like me and the boys meme on the back. And I thought this was going to be... Well, I guess it is based on the cartoon, but the artwork looks better than the cartoon. I was flipping through here, and we'll flip through together, but it looks more comic book than the animated series, more than I expected. But it collects Adventures of Spider-Man 1 through 6, Adventures of the X-Men 3, $13 cover price. And yeah, let's take a look at it. All right, so here's the cover of the Adventures of Spider-Man. Sinister Intentions. See, that looks very much like the cartoon. Here's the spine here. And here's the back, straight out the animated series. But like I said, when you look at the actual comic, though, it looks like the art was like a step above the animated series. Like you could tell from the cover to the first panel. I guess because it has a lot going on with all the panels and such. Like this kid crying. It looks like it has a lot more detail than the cartoon did. That must be the X-Men tie-in. But it looks like a cool, fun, quick read. Some nostalgic stuff. You got the animated series Vulture. Cool little trade. Alright guys, next up we got the Saga Deluxe Edition Volume 3. This has a $50 cover price and it collects issues 37 through 54 of Saga. I have read the first volume of this and I didn't really love it, man. And people, I've heard, like, if you didn't love it, you're not going to love the rest of it. But I think I'm going to go back and reread Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. And I want to try to get into Saga, man. I hear great things about it. It was cool, but it was also a few years ago when I tried to read it. But Brian K. Vaughan, Fiona Staples. Let's take a look at Saga. All right, the cover of Saga, Book 3, Brian K. Vaughan. Looks like the baby is starting to lose his teeth. Here goes the spine. $50 cover price. Probably got it for like $25-30. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go ahead and reread Volume 1 because I don't really remember anything that was going on. Just take, what? Controversial as hell. Yeah, remember this TV screen head? I must have read the first volume. It must have been like 2016 or so I really do not recall any of this stuff. Alright, next up we got the XO MANOWAR Volume 1 Deluxe Edition. This confused me. I thought this was like a reprint of the original Volume 1. But shout out to the Geminis, man. Somebody in one of the other previews videos that I did mentioned that this was actually a reboot of a 2017 run. And it collects issues 1 through 14 of that series. And I had no idea. This came out like a couple of weeks ago. So I went ahead and picked up XO. It's kind of cool that we're getting more Valiant stuff in. We got XO MANOWAR. We got the, what is that called? Incursion? Imperium. We got some Ninja K stuff. So me and MANOWAR are going to try to knock this out soon. And we'll drop a little review vizzle on y'all. Alright, here goes the front of the dust jacket for XO MANOWAR. You got your spine here. Here goes the back. This one also has a $50 cover price. I always liked XO MANOWAR. I always said it felt like if Thor had the Iron Man suit. So, pretty clean looking, plain hardcover. I think XO is probably my favorite out of the Valiant titles, honestly. I like how the Valiant Deluxe editions have like a little page that show you the arc. It's usually like 4 or 5 issue arcs. So that's how I read them. I'll be like, okay, let me just knock out these 4 issues real quick, and then boom. Then I'll get to the next one, and I'll be like, okay, another arc, 4 issues. Let me knock that out real quick. And before you know it, I'm done with the whole book. Definitely love me some XO MANOWAR. Alright, next up, this is probably like the most hyped omnibus that I've ever done on my channel, but only because I'm trying to, you know, add some more content and tell you guys when stuff's coming out and if you should pick it up or not. But it's the Blackest Night omnibus, thicker than a Snicker, has the entire story 0 through 14 and a shitload of tie-ins. It's a foam book. You got that dust jacket. You got this wraparound cover. Very, very thick book. It does kind of feel a little stiff, as you can see, but I started stretching it out. And it does give you a slight eye on the ribbon here. So, you know, the ribbon's not glued to the hardcover. It does give you some play where it doesn't have a lot of gutter loss. So, not too shabby. It looks like something you're going to have to read on a table and not like laying in bed. I don't think you would be able to, but let's take a look at a little overhead view of this thing. All right, so the big boy of the haul, the Blackest Night 10th Anniversary Omnibus, a complete collection. Here you got the dust jacket. Here goes the back, a little bit of a wraparound here. So here you see the cover price, $150, and it shows what it collects here. Like I said, the main story with all those tie-ins. This was 50% off on in-stock trades when I bought it. Here's the wraparound cover. You get some nice zombied out heroes. If you guys didn't catch my video on whether or not you should buy this if you own the Jeff Johns Green Lantern Omnibus run, because the main story of this and the Green Lantern tie-ins are collected in that Volume 2 Omnibus. So this book collects those, but it also collects all these other tie-ins from the DC Universe that were not collected in the Johns Green Lantern run. So if you really like the Blackest Night and you want all the tie-ins with it, you're going to want to pick up this book. You got great art, you got great writing, and this is kind of like, to me, the point of an omnibus. It gives you everything with the main story that's tied into it, all in one volume, and that's kind of what drew me to it to begin with. Now, whether or not all these tie-ins are good, that I couldn't tell you. But you got a lot of cool stuff here. Here you can see the gutter loss, not too bad. What Manimal didn't like, because he started reading this, is that they don't show you the actual covers of the book before each issue. like here should be an example. It just gives you like the virgin cover, so you don't really know what issue you're reading. There's not a table of contents, but you know, it must have been designed that way for a reason. Like, don't worry about what issue you're reading. Just read this thing straight through and have a good day. So you get some notes in the back here, sketches. All right, next up we got the Dragon Ball manga box set. I think these box sets look really cool. I watched the entire Dragon Ball a couple years ago, and I really like Dragon Ball. Even though I was never like an anime guy, this stuff was not on my radar as a kid coming up. I was all about Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, animated series, cartoons, and stuff like that. But when I watched Dragon Ball, even it was only a couple years ago as an adult, I really enjoyed it. It feels like Street Fighter borrowed heavily from the Dragon Ball series, and I grew up on Street Fighter. The Kamehameha wave, the tournaments, and that kind of stuff I really liked. I liked the character building and how it, you know, transitions over to Dragon Ball Z, and the villains become, you know, part of the main team, like Piccolo and Vegeta and things like that. So this looks really cool. You got young Goku and Krillin on the front. You got Bulma and Goku on the Nimbus Cloud. Then you got characters on the back. Tien, Yamcha, Chi-Chi, Piccolo. You have Goku with the dragon here. And if you open up, it has these little Velcro things with a picture of the Dragon Balls on top. And then you get the 16 volumes of the manga. So let's take a look-see. I kind of like these little compact, like TV guide style books. So I'm excited to read these out. I'm not really sure when I'm going to start them, but I've always been more into like reading than watching TV. So I think it's something that I'll get into. Bring a little volume with you somewhere and just knock it out. I bet you can knock out one of these in a sitting, no problem. Yeah. So both of them come with this like little lunchbox thing. I don't know what you want to call it. But then you got Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z I started watching shortly after I finished Dragon Ball. And man, I felt like it was so slow, man. Those first episodes where Goku is dead and he's running down Snake Way. But you know what? I didn't really mention, but it's so interesting how you see Goku go from you know his power level going up. He couldn't even fly in Dragon Ball. He had to use the Nimbus Cloud, and then I believe it's on Snake Way where he starts learning how to fly because he's originally running on it, and then he just starts flying or whatever. But so I gave up after watching like 2 seasons of Dragon Ball Z, and I picked it up like a couple years later, and I knocked out like season 3, 4, 5, 6, half of 7, and then recently in the last couple of months I just binged the rest of 7, 8, and 9. Really happy that I watched it. But some of these fights, man, they can drag on, man. The Cell Saga, the Buu Saga, you're talking about whole 2 seasons of one big fight that lasts one day. Goku's got one day on Earth, and he's fighting Majin Buu for like forever, man. But I really enjoyed it. I loved the characters. I loved the leveling up. I didn't know I would love Majin Buu at the end. I'm not going to give spoilers, but he's super annoying at first, and then towards the end, man, I love Buu. So you got Buu on the front, you got a dead Goku, you got Gohan, Goten. I love how you're like growing up with this character and he has kids and all this stuff. It's crazy. Then you have, here's on the top here, who is that? I feel like that's Frieza. I don't really remember the Frieza saga much, man, because I read years ago. You got Cell on the back, Master Roshi. Anyway, then this opens up the same way. This one has the 26 volumes. Yeah, 26 volumes. Same kind of little style manga. I believe it's right to left. Yeah, right to left. I ordered them on in-stock trades, but I guess they weren't able to fill the order. They must not have got a lot of these in, because I ordered it like right when the site went live on Tuesday. But I have Amazon Prime. I ended up getting this one for like $100, and I got this one for like $130. I got it for like $145. But it looks like now the prices are a little bit higher. It looks like this one's like $197 now, and then this one is like $105 right now. So I don't know why the prices went up, but I'm glad I got in when I did. All right, guys, so that's the haul for today. Pretty big size haul. I'm excited to jump into these, all of these actually. Let me know what you think about the haul in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content, and you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.